We just had this one grow rack last year, so we're gonna be setting up a brand new one on the shelf behind me, and I'm gonna show you guys the process in case you guys wanna make one of your own. We don't have a greenhouse, so we start all of our seeds just on a grow light bookshelf. To start off, the first thing you need is a shelf. This bookshelf wire rack we just bought last week at Costco. It was $20 off. I believe it came to about $90. It's by the brand Trinity. It's 72 inches tall and 48 inches long. Now, one of the great things about these Trinity shelves is that you can pick the width between the shelves and how tall you want each individual shelf. And the way we're gonna set up our grow lights, it is gonna be easy to raise and lower the grow lights so that you can adjust them as your seedlings grow. I'll leave links on Amazon to everything that we're using today. For our actual grow lights, we are using shop lights. These are LED T5 shop lights. These are the exact same lights that we used last year on this other shelf, and we were very happy with them. And you'd be spending a lot more money if you went out and bought a traditional grow light versus a shop light. We are gonna be adjusting the ones we built last year as well. Last year, I just screwed together 2 pieces of a wooden shim and used a string tied to the actual rack to raise and lower the lights according to as the seedlings grow. Because when your seedling starts out really, really tiny, you want the light to be as close to your seedling as possible so that your seedlings don't get leggy. And tying and retying these strings became quite a hassle. So this year, we have a new solution for that. So rather than using 2 wooden shims screwed together, which was pretty flimsy, we are gonna use a board. And the purpose of the wooden shim or the board is so that all 3 lights on one shelf are attached to a board or a piece, so it's easy to lower the entire light system at once. Ryan just quickly cut all these pieces of wood for me.
They're 15 inches long by 1.5 inches wide, and that fits well up underneath our shelves.
And you'll want to measure your own shelves to see how wide and long yours need to be. So our shelves have a little bit of a lip here, so we wanted them to be able to go up underneath to get maximum grow height. Inside each of the boxes, there's a packet of hardware and lots of little individual baggies. The little individual bags, the first thing we're gonna need are these little brackets that actually clip onto the light to hold it up. Ryan went through with a Sharpie and just evenly marked where all these brackets need to go. One important thing you wanna note when you're screwing it down on is you don't want it to be that way. You want it to be parallel with the wood because our light is gonna clip in there and we want it to be going that direction. And these lights come with a little Phillips head screw as well for each of the brackets. And then after we get all those screwed in, I'll show you how we're gonna hang them from the actual shelves.
So we bought some eye hooks to go into the horizontal board pieces. Ultimately, we want to hook it up to a chain like this. So I'm going through each one and pulling that hook part apart so we can actually get this chain in. Then we'll come back later and crimp it back.
We have all the brackets screwed in to the back side of this board now. Then I just came through and marked with a Sharpie 2 dots on each side to line up with these metal spacers, and that is where we are going to be putting an S hook for the support to hold these bars. Ryan has this universal socket tool thing for the end of the drill. I'd actually got it for him for Christmas off Amazon. I'll put a link to it in the description. But that's what we're gonna try to use today to screw in these eye hooks. It kind of has like a flexible piece that should theoretically work, but this is our first time using it today, so stay tuned. These eye hooks did go in and it worked pretty well with that new universal tool. However, we are just gonna go through and drill a couple pilot holes just to make things a tiny bit easier. Then we have some boxes of 15-foot chain that we're cutting into 10-inch sections. And Once we put the eye hook in the board, we're closing it off so that the chain doesn't go anywhere. And then the S hook will thread through the chain and then hook onto the shelves. These lights are extremely lightweight, so you don't really need anything super heavy duty. So now we're ready to put the LED lights on. It's pretty easy. These shop lights just clip right into those brackets. Ryan cut the chains. It doesn't really matter if you get it exact because since we're using an S hook, you can easily adjust how long you want your length of chain to be. So we have the chain hooked onto the eye hook and it goes all the way up and attaches to the S hook, which is on the shelf. So we have all the lights hanging up from the shelves now, and now we just need to wire them. These lights are integrated. You can hook them into each other. That way you only have to physically plug one into an outlet. You just slide these cords at the very end of the light, and then you just want to make sure it's attaching to the next cord below. I like to also have it on a timer. That way I don't have to worry about turning the lights on and off every single day. And we're attaching the cords in a pattern of kind of side to side, up and down. The cords that come with these lights are pretty long, so we'll probably tack them to the side, and that's the last step we really need to do. But other than that, the grow rack light is all set up. Hope you guys enjoyed following along as we built this grow rack shelf for our plant starts. And be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow along as we start plants and get to gardening this season. Bye y'all.